So institutions have all the money because everybody put all their money into institutions. Like there's only so much retail capital out there to buy into DeFi. And I think the retail capital can get the blockchain industry to 5 or 10 trillion, and it can get DeFi to 1 or 2 trillion. But really we want to be in the hundreds of trillions in our industry, and we want DeFi to be in the tens of trillions. And I think the only way that happens is that all the world's institutions have a clear and simple way to adopt, and a good reason to adopt DeFi.
XRP is like a Bitcoin. It's a digital asset. It's today the third most valuable digital asset. And what we do is we take a transaction between banks, and instead of having a bank pre-fund an account at the other bank, which is how correspondent banking works today. The Bank of Brad in dollars would pre-fund to the Bank of Julia, perhaps in pounds, and then I would debit and credit that. But that means I have to pre-fund and have dormant capital sitting at that other bank. What we allow banks to do, we allow payment providers to do, is to tap into the liquidity of XRP liquidity. So today there's lots of liquidity between XRP and US dollar. There's lots of liquidity between XRP and British pound. And you could tap into that to move value in real time, in seconds. And even compared to Bitcoin, which takes up to 12 minutes to complete one transaction, XRP is extremely fast at about 3 seconds per transaction. That has meant XRP is extremely scalable in contrast to how Bitcoin works. The consumer itself doesn't actually see that it's flowing through XRP to solve the problem. What the consumer sees is simply a better product at a better price. And so we're seeing more momentum than we've ever had around using XRP to move this liquidity around the world. And so we couldn't really be happier about how that has played out in a world where there's still a lot, I think, of FUD, a lot of uncertainty, a lot of doubt about what's going on in crypto. This is a real use case solving a real problem for real customers.
I joined Ripple in 2015, and almost from the beginning, in the earliest times that I remember first meeting Yoni, Ripple has been focused on serving that infrastructure layer around particularly cross-border payments. Obviously, there's a lot of opportunity for crypto, and when Ripple kind of looked at this and we looked at the unique attributes of XRP, kind of the digital asset native to our tech stack, we felt like cross-border payments is an area where there's a ton of friction, a ton of cost. You know, I think Team eToro knows this well. So, yeah, the antiquated system, generally referred to as, you know, a SWIFT wire transfer, you know, it was designed 50 years ago. It tends to be rather slow, expensive, and error prone. So we started focusing on that, and